Welcome to this discussion. The previous discussion, we looked at programming languages that a developer can use to interact with the database. And typically, we'll have a database kind of sitting over here, and we'll have our program sitting over here. And somehow this middle part, where we actually do the database connectivity and then issue operations against the database, our queries, so to speak, and then eventually some of our database connectivity, is the question that we're talking about here. And so programming languages will typically use some kind of runtime library. And in the case of Java, it could be JDBC, the Java Database Connectivity Tools. And using that, we can first establish a connection from our program to a database. And once we have that connection, we can issue the same queries that we would at a database prompt using SQL. And so we can insert items in tables, we can update items, we can delete items, we can drop tables. We can create tables, and so all the things that we could traditionally do while interacting with a database, we can use a programming language and a runtime library to support us with. And so common ones are JDBC that we talked about with Java, and Open Database Connectivity, ODBC. And so I'm interested in your thoughts, and you talked about some programming languages in the previous discussion thread. How would you go about making a connection to a database if you're using Ruby, if you're using Perl, if you're using PHP? So if you're going to do some scripting things, what's the missing piece that allows you to connect to that database? And so I'm interested in your thoughts on that. And then if you're in the .NET world, I'm also interested in the reason that they came up with Entity Framework and what it buys us, and whether that's a level of abstraction that's just overhead, or whether it truly is a time saver for developers and reduces errors and things. So again, take a look at Entity Framework in the .NET environment, but for the most part, I'm interested if you're a Java fan, then JDBC is going to be your thing. But how would you do it with Perl, PHP, and Python and some of the newer scripting languages? So I look forward to your thoughts, and I'll see you in the threads.